Think about life for a moment. Every human life begins the same way. First comes birth. A baby enters the world, small and helpless. That baby grows into a toddler, full of curiosity and energy. Then the toddler grows into a teenager, full of new ideas and sometimes a little too much confidence. Finally, the teenager steps into adulthood. Life is always moving through stages. Now, ask yourself this: does a teenager act the same way as a toddler? Of course not. If you hand a toddler the keys to a car and tell them to drive 50 miles an hour, they wouldn't even know what to do. But give those same keys to a teenager, and most of the time, they'll slam on the gas and drive as fast as they can, not because it's smart but because they're excited to finally have control. That's how business works too. When someone starts a business, it goes through stages. At first, it's just an idea, small and fragile, like a baby. Then it becomes something real, something that needs attention and energy, like a toddler. Later, the business begins to run faster, full of potential, like a teenager. And if you don't understand which stage you're in, you'll make mistakes. You'll do the right thing at the wrong time. Think about a farmer. If a farmer tries to plant seeds in the middle of winter, it doesn't matter how hard they work or how much they believe in those seeds, they won't grow. The season is wrong. Timing is everything. The same is true in business. Every industry has a season. Every company has a rhythm. If you understand the timing, you'll know when to plant, when to water, and when to harvest. If you don't, you'll be frustrated no matter how much effort you put in. This isn't meant to criticize anyone. In fact, I say this with deep respect. If you have started a business, I honor you. You belong to a small group of people who had the courage to take a risk. Most people in the world choose safety. They work for someone else. But you stepped into the unknown. And that means you not only create opportunities for yourself but also for others. You create jobs. You make the world move forward. That deserves respect. And even if you haven't started yet, but you have the dream in your heart, I respect that too. Because that dream is proof that something inside of you wants more. Something inside of you refuses to settle for less. I understand this struggle because I lived it. For more than 10 years, I operated my own business. I worked harder than anyone I knew. I gave it everything I had. But the truth? I was stressed almost every single day. Why? Because I tried to do it all myself. I would let other people help me, but when they didn't do it exactly the way I wanted, I would get upset. I would criticize them. I would take the work back. And in the end, I was trapped. This is what I call the founder's trap. When you're in this trap, your business can't grow, because everything depends on you. There's no leverage. You are the only driver, the only fuel, the only machine. And one person cannot carry the entire weight forever. The only way out of that trap is to develop people. To build a team. To give others the chance to grow, to make mistakes, and to learn, while you support them instead of tearing them down. Success in life and in business comes down to one key thing: good judgment. If you make good decisions, you win. But here's the truth: you're not always going to make good decisions. And the people you hire aren't always going to make good decisions either. But that's okay. Because good judgment comes from experience. And experience usually comes from bad judgment. Think about it. Most of the best decisions you've ever made probably came after you made a mistake. You learned. You grew. You got better. That's how life works. That's how business works. So if you want to grow a business, you must be willing to let people fail and still support them. If you can't do that, you'll never scale beyond yourself. The faster you can learn, the more successful you'll become. And learning means recognizing patterns. If you can see a mistake before it happens, if you can notice how things connect, you'll always stay ahead. But if you try to play it safe, if you try to avoid mistakes altogether, you're already finished. Mistakes are part of the game. And here is the first rule of the game: energy. If you don't have energy, you lose. Energy is the fuel of progress. Without it, nothing works. In business, energy is not optional, it's everything. Engagement equals profit. The more engaged your team is, the more alive and focused they are, the more profitable your business will be. This isn't just opinion. Every study shows that engaged teams create more success. And there are 3 ways to grow any business. It doesn't matter if you sell food, clothes, technology, or anything else. These 3 steps always apply. First, know your ideal customer. Who are they? Who will stick with you when times get tough? Who will keep buying even when the economy crashes? Who loves your product so much they tell everyone about it? You must know your customer better than they know themselves. Second, create an irresistible offer. An offer so good that people say, "I'd be crazy not to try this." When your offer is that strong, people will run toward you. Third, over-deliver. Do more than you promised. Give people more than they expect. When you do this, you don't just win customers, you build fans. And fans don't leave. Fans stay loyal. Fans tell others about you. If you combine these 3, knowing your ideal customer, creating an irresistible offer, and over-delivering, you will build a business that lasts. Life itself is a dance between 2 things, what you desire most and what you fear most. Every person lives between those 2 poles. If I know what you want and what you fear, I know how to serve you. I know how to help. And if you want to expand your life, expand your desires and shrink your fears. The bigger your dreams and the smaller your fears, the bigger your world becomes. Have you noticed what happens when your energy is low? You get negative. You start thinking about all your problems. Everything feels heavy. But when your energy is high, problems don't slow you down, you just solve them. That's why energy is so critical. Business, like life, has many moving parts. Most people focus only on the parts they like or the parts they're good at. They ignore the parts they don't enjoy. But those ignored parts can destroy a business. Take accounting, for example. Most entrepreneurs hate it. They hand it over to someone else and never learn it. But if you don't understand your own numbers, you're blind. Your future is in someone else's hands. If they make a mistake, or worse, if they betray you, you're finished. So you must learn. You must notice patterns. You must recognize what triggers you, what makes you angry, stressed, or overwhelmed, and change it. Don't let the world control your emotions. You control you. Business is a game. But it's not an easy game. It's a game for gladiators. Why? Because the odds are against you. Almost half of businesses fail in the first year. And the more years pass, the more businesses disappear. So what makes someone a gladiator? It's the mindset that says, yes, the odds are against me. But I don't care. Others may fail, but not me. I will find a way or make a way. That's the attitude you need. That's why business is more than money. Business is the ultimate spiritual game. To succeed, you must give more to others than anyone else. You must serve. And when you do, you create something powerful, a brand. Think about Coca-Cola. People don't just drink it because it's sweet. They drink it because of the brand. They'll even reach behind other products at the store just to grab that familiar red can. That's the power of a brand. But here's the truth, you don't build a brand by loving your product. Products come and go. You build a brand by loving your customers. When you fall in love with your customers and serve them better than anyone else, they will stay with you. Look at Apple. Years ago, Apple was close to failing. Their computers weren't strong enough. Everyone was switching to IBM and Microsoft. People told me, we need to leave Apple behind. But we didn't. Why? Because we were fans. We loved them. We stayed loyal. And then they came back stronger than ever. Today, Apple is one of the most powerful companies in the world. That is the power of fans. So what is business really about? Two things: innovation and marketing. Innovation means finding a better way to serve your customers. Faster, cheaper, easier, or higher quality, it doesn't matter which, as long as it meets their needs. Some people buy because they want variety. Some buy because they want to feel important. Some buy for love and connection. Some buy for certainty. Some buy to grow. Your job is to know which need matters most and innovate around it. Marketing is about making people want to do business with you. It's about pulling them in, making them curious, making them excited to come closer. If you can innovate and market together, you create something legendary. But marketing is tricky today. On one hand, it's easier because of the internet. On the other hand, it's harder because there's so much noise. 15 years ago, someone only needed to see an ad 4 times before they would buy. Today, it takes 16 exposures. That's a lot of effort, unless you find a way to break through. And if you do find a way to break through, everything changes.
Please like and subscribe for more videos.